In today's episode, we will be discussing the rise of the youngest elected president of the United States, John F. Kennedy. Who was he? Why was he so popular? Did he cheat on his wife? Yes, and yes. John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born on May 29th, 1917, to a family of Kennedys. Pretty much all of them had some political position. He was a proper nepo baby, and was one of 9 kids. Fucking hell. Jono had a good upbringing, though his dad was often away due to business, and potentially cheating on his mum. Dad Ken encouraged all his kids to be ambitious, talk about politics, and be good in their studies. Let's just not talk about Rosemary Kennedy at this point. Though he was born in Massachusetts, John Boy moved to New York City due to his dad's work. In the summers, they'd spend time in Massachusetts, with the winters spent in Florida. Basically, the Kennedys were old money rich, though who would really want to spend time in Florida? Beats me. But even with all this money and houses, John still struggled in school. JFK and his brother Jojo spent their youth studying at Chouat boarding school, but JFK found it difficult, often seeing himself in his brother's shadow. To combat this, he decided to explode a toilet using a firecracker. I mean, this was the 1930s, kids didn't have Fortnite, so you gotta entertain yourself. John's early educational years were met with constant ill health. Appendix and gastro issues stunted John's educational choices. In 1936, John enrolled at Harvard College, but he didn't care for politics or debates back then. He was too busy playing football and probably getting wasted. But after an injury to his back that plagued him for years to come, John dropped out of sports. What did he do around then? Wikipedia doesn't say. So we're going to make that up right now on the spot. Probably went to that party, fucking shagged her, cheated on her, whatever. 2 years later, John travelled across Europe, assisting his dad, who was FDR's ambassador at the time. But his summer tour of Europe was cast by dark German shadows. World War II was declared, and John returned to Harvard. This time, he was more focused on his studies, writing various theses in politics. After Harvard, John wanted to attend Yale, but due to America now joining the war, about bloody time, John tried out for the army, but was disqualified due to his back issues. But thankfully, Jono had good connections. A certain Mr. Kirk, Alan Kirk, Director of the Office for the Naval Intelligence, who had worked with his brother, helped John join the US Naval Reserves. In 1942, John worked in South Carolina, but dreamed of working on torpedo boats. But his back issues would have blocked his dream. I don't know, maybe have some easier dreams, be a YouTuber, esports player, whatever. Luckily for John, his dad was able to forge his medical documents, and John got sent to Chicago to begin training on torpedo boats. Initially, John was working in the Panama Canal, but he was unhappy. He wanted to join in with the fighting. Mate, it's not worth it. I know hindsight's 2020, but take that chill job, you know. In 1943, Jono took command of a patrol torpedo boat near Australia, and this is where Kennedy got his taste for action. In a routine lookout for Japanese ships, Kennedy spotted a destroyer. His boat attempted to turn, ready to attack, but was rammed and cut in half by another Japanese destroyer. But Kennedy and his crew had that dog in them. Refusing to surrender, they swam for almost 4 miles towards an island. Kennedy, who fucking unsurprisingly injured his back again in this attack, managed to tow an injured crewmate to safety. With the help of an English-speaking native on the island, Kennedy and the crew were rescued 7 days later. This event was so popular. It was in the press, they got films made about it, and it even earned Kennedy a few medals. Kennedy was then discharged from duty due to his back injuries, and spent the rest of the war recovering, and then working as a journalist under William Randolph Hearst. Pretty sure he's in Mank. I can't really remember. Mank's about that film about Citizen Kane, but it's with Herman Mankiewicz. Fucking David Fincher directed it. It's on Netflix. But John's world turned upside down. In 1944, his older brother Joe was killed in combat. Joe had been seen as the political head of the family, with their dad hoping he'd run for president one day. With John now being the eldest surviving sibling, he began his political career in 1946. Initially, Maurice Tobin wanted John to be his running mate for some election. I don't know fucking American politics, but he wanted him to run. But John's dad was like, nah, Maurice, give up your seat. So Maurice became mayor of Boston, and John took the seat, won the election, fucking whatever. I never did politics in school, and I never intend to learn it. So John Boy was now John Man. a congressman. As John was a Democrat, he was supporting, public housing, heavy focus on international affairs, but also wanted communists to register with the government. This was the Cold War, so, It's 1949 now, and Kennedy was starting to prepare to run for Senate. What is the Senate? I don't fucking know. I'm from England. With the help of his family's wealth, his dad literally gave like $500,000 to some newspaper, being like, yo, support my son, please. Kennedy won his seat or something. Some fucking more boring shit happened. Just watch Mad Men or something. I'm pretty sure they covered JFK Mad Men. Watch the JFK film. It's probably like a fucking, he's in The Crown. Fucking just watch that. In 1960, Kennedy announced he'd be running for the Democratic Party to be president, but he was looked down on. He had little experience compared to his peers and was quite young, but he said, fuck it, and that boy travelled around, gathering his support. He picked LBJ as his running mate, and Kennedy mania hit the States, but a certain someone was lurking about. Surprise, it's Nixon, Tricky Nick, that guy from Futurama, and he was leading in the polls. The tensions from Cuba, the Soviet space programs, and Kennedy's Catholic belief were constant talking points, but that charming dog said, hey, be cool baby. Kennedy and Nixon agreed to a number of TV debates, with over 70 million people watching their first one. But Tricky Nicky wasn't the only jokester. Kennedy managed to talk to the producers beforehand, discussing set design and camera placement. Combining that with a blue outfit that stood out against the grey background, Kennedy was seen as the confident speaker. Nixon, who had just been let out from hospital from a knee surgery, wasn't so lucky. The harsh studio lighting left him sweating, with his light suit washing him out. Nixon was toast. As election day rolled out, Kennedy defeated Nixon, but only by a narrow margin. Kennedy had 49.7% to Nixon's 49.5%. While in the election college, why are there two fucking different elections? Who the fuck knows? Kennedy won 303 votes to Nixon's 219. And at 43 years old, JFK became the youngest person elected to be president. He was sworn in to be president in 1961 and gave his famous speech. Fuck my bag, fuck this woman, I don't fuck my wife, rah rah ya ya ya. Speaking of women, John met Jackie at some dinner party and they became married in 1953. They were seen as popular, similar to singers and film stars of the time. A young power couple. What could go wrong? JFK, that's what could go wrong. He was a hound dog, begging for that sweetness. He was having affairs, left, right and centre. Enough to make a five-a-side women's team, with subs. We're talking about Marilyn Monroe, Judith Campbell, Mary Meyer, Marlene Dietrich, the White House intern, Mimi Alford, Jackie's press secretary, Pamela Tanoon, an alleged spy called Elaine Romatis, and probably plenty more. And that more you're going to have to find out next week. As in part 2, we will be talking about JFK as president. What did he do? How did he do it? I don't fucking know. We haven't even researched that far yet.